Hello, my name is Lee, your digital presenter for today's event. Before we dive into the exciting and informative content we prepared for you, here's a quick disclaimer. I'm actually an artificial intelligence AI, designed and programmed to assist with sharing valuable knowledge and resources. I am here to provide evidence-based, up-to-date information and guidance, and will be sharing real stories from my colleagues at FND. Here at FND, we value honesty and transparency in all our interactions. We at the Family Network on Disabilities believe that the incredible advancements in technology, such as AI, can significantly enhance our ability to provide families with the resources, support, and information they need. All the information shared in this training comes from the dedicated team of experts at FND who have years of experience, rich understanding, and most importantly, a deep passion for supporting families just like yours. Family Network on Disabilities began in 1985 by a group of parents of children with disabilities who came together looking for mutual support. FND is a grassroots organization for persons with disabilities and their families that is family-centered and family-driven. What makes FND unique is that the majority of our board members, our management staff, and program staff are either individuals with experience with a disability or have family members with a disability, which gives us the perspective of empathy and compassion for the work that we do. Before we begin, I'd like to share a little bit about Family Network on Disabilities. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization helping families across the state. We're funded in part by the U.S. Department of Education and the U.S. Department of Health through the Health Resources Services Administration. We use all that funding to provide information, resources and support, and training to families, educators, professionals, and providers throughout the state. We do not charge for our services. At this time, we would like to make a disclaimer that we at FND are not attorneys, doctors, or mental health professionals. We do not offer legal or medical advice in our workshops. We are happy to support you with information, resources, and support. We use research-based information in our training and materials. Today, we're going to be talking about a guide to an IEP, individualized education plan, that works. So let's get started. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, includes a critical provision known as the Individualized Education Program, IEP. This legislation governs how states and public agencies, including school districts, deliver early intervention services from birth to 3 years old, referred to as Part C. Additionally, Part B of IDEA caters to the age group from 3 to 22 years old in Florida. For those with younger children, we recommend attending our workshop called Beginning the Journey, which is divided into 2 parts. Part 1 delves into early intervention, Part C, while Part 2 focuses on the transition from Part C to Part B. Today, within IDEA, we will explore 6 important topics, aiming for a clearer understanding by the end of our time together. When we share this content on our Facebook and YouTube pages, we will provide valuable links for additional support. Among our best resources is a 2-page flyer demystifying the alphabet soup of special education, featuring acronyms like FAPE and IEP, and even explaining the meaning of LRE, least restrictive environment. During the workshop, we'll delve into the details of each of these aspects, effectively establishing our agenda for today's session. Let's dive into the significance of an IEP and its connection to Section 614D of IDEA. An IEP is a written statement tailored for each child with a disability, following the guidelines of IDEA's 2004 reauthorization. This written format serves as a blueprint, outlining your child's education plan. Understanding the content of Section 614D is vital as it encompasses the procedural law, clearly defining your rights as a parent within the special education system. This knowledge empowers you to advocate effectively for your child's right to the best possible education. Understanding the composition of the IEP team is crucial, and the parent, alongside the student, plays a pivotal role, though parents may be a bit biased in saying so. The team typically includes an ESE, exceptional student education, teacher, and a general education teacher. The LEA, or Local Education Authority, is responsible for coordinating the services agreed upon in the IEP. This role may be fulfilled by an ESC specialist or a case manager, with titles varying across districts. During the IEP process, your child will undergo evaluations, for which you'll have provided specific consent. Those who conducted these evaluations, such as school psychologists, therapists, or guidance counselors, may also be present at the table to offer insights into your child's education. Furthermore, you have the right to bring anyone you deem helpful to the meeting. It is recommended to have your partner present for support, as they can be a tremendous asset during these discussions. You can also invite an advocate, your best friend, or your mother, depending on who can provide valuable input regarding your child's needs, capabilities, and strengths. The main criterion is that they can contribute valuable insights to the process. Touching on this is crucial. You might have come across the RTI pyramid, or maybe it's new to you. It represents the response to intervention (RTI) approach, organized into 3 tiers: all, some, and few. RTI is a general education program executed through the multi-tiered system of support. Initially, all students are placed in Tier 1, where teachers implement differentiated instruction to cater to diverse learning styles and provide access to the curriculum. However, some students may require additional interventions, and an RTI team will convene to address their specific needs before considering an official evaluation for Exceptional Student Education (ESE). For students who continue to face challenges despite Tier 2 interventions, they would move to Tier 3. At this stage, it's common to initiate an ESE evaluation simultaneously. Importantly, your child can receive RTI interventions and undergo a special education evaluation simultaneously. Although some districts may insist on collecting 6 weeks of data before starting the evaluation process, it's essential to sign the consent for evaluation promptly, as the school district has a 60-day window to conduct the assessment. Moving on to our next slide, let's explore the special education process. It comprises several key stages: pre-referral, referral, identification, eligibility, IEP development, IEP implementation, and evaluations and reviews. The pre-referral phase may involve RTI interventions or a meeting between teachers and parents to discuss a child's developmental or cognitive progress compared to their peers. If necessary, a referral is made and explicit consent is obtained for evaluation. The evaluation process considers academic, physical, emotional, mental, or health-related concerns affecting the child's education. Following the referral and consent, the team gathers for an eligibility meeting where they assess if the child meets the specific criteria for special education services. These criteria are clearly defined by the Department of Education, specifically Florida's Bureau of Exceptional Education Student Services, BEES. In case there are disagreements regarding eligibility, there are procedural safeguards available, which we'll address shortly. The process ensures transparency, and evaluations can also be conducted in the child's native language if needed. Once eligibility is established, the IEP development phase begins. The subsequent part of the workshop will delve into the components of the IEP, its implementation, and the importance of the annual IEP meeting and review. Let's now explore the essential components of an IEP, which can be divided into 8 parts. Throughout the workshop, we'll thoroughly discuss each of these elements, essentially creating an agenda within our agenda. Starting with the present level of performance, we'll proceed to cover all 8 aspects of the IEP in detail, providing comprehensive insights into each slide. The IEP comprises 8 essential parts, with each section dedicated to specific domains such as curriculum and learning, social/emotional development, independent functioning, healthcare, and communication. The present level of performance is a crucial aspect of the IEP, offering a snapshot of where the child stands in each domain at the time of the meeting. In the academic section, teachers use assessments and evaluations, like iReady or reading measures, to pinpoint the child's performance level. for social/emotional goals. Inputs from various teachers and specialists, including counselors or therapists, are taken into account. Independent functioning goals are vital for promoting the child's independence, contributing to their success in life beyond school. For children with healthcare needs, a separate domain focuses on the specific support required, often involving a nurse. The communication domain assesses language skills, expressive and receptive language, and may involve a speech-language pathologist. Throughout the IEP process, it is essential to emphasize the individuality of each child's needs and strengths. Parents play a crucial role in providing input during the meeting, sharing information in a strength-based manner that highlights both needs and solutions. Preparing and emailing the parent input section ahead of time to be included in the IEP can ease the emotional burden and ensure effective communication during the meeting. As I mentioned earlier, the present level of performance leads us to the crucial aspect of setting goals. The SMART formula has been widely used for this purpose, ensuring that goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Each domain within the IEP, whether academic, social/emotional, independent functioning, or health-related, will have specific goals tailored to address the child's needs. For instance, an academic goal might focus on mastering multiplication tables, with the child receiving specialized instruction and support to achieve this. The goals must be measurable and achievable, challenging the child to stretch their abilities without being overwhelming. This approach aligns with the notion of setting realistic goals for the child's progress. Timeliness is essential as IEPs are reviewed annually to assess the child's progress in meeting their goals. If a child has mastered a goal or is ready to move on to the next step, parents can request an IEP meeting to discuss changes and share their case with the team. The collaborative nature of the IEP process allows for adjustments and enhancements as needed to support the child's ongoing development. Let's discuss the concept of progress monitoring within the IEP. Similar to receiving quarterly report cards, the IEP also tracks progress regularly. The question to consider is whether your child is not meeting, or exceeding the expectations set in their goals. With open and collaborative communication between parents and the school, there should never be surprises regarding your child's progress. It's essential to assess if your child is on track to meet their goals. If not, it raises questions about the appropriateness of the current IEP and whether additional supports and services are needed. For instance, if a child is receiving 30 minutes of specialized reading instruction twice a week but still lags 2 grade levels behind their peers, advocating for an increase in specialized reading time becomes justified. Moreover, it's crucial to ensure that the IEP is effectively implemented. If your child is designated to receive specialized reading instruction twice a week, it's essential to confirm that they are indeed receiving that dedicated time with a highly qualified special education teacher providing the necessary support and instruction. Active monitoring and collaboration with the school team are vital to ensure your child's needs are met appropriately. Within the IEP, you will find a detailed description of the specialized instruction, related services, and supplemental services your child will receive. Specialized instruction, often located towards the back of the IEP, outlines the direct teaching your child will receive, whether through small group sessions, push-in or pull-out arrangements, or resource classes. It clearly defines how this instruction will help your child achieve their IEP goals. Related services are additional supports that complement your child's education. For instance, counseling may help a child navigate their emotions and cope with challenges in the classroom, just like my son's experience. These services are designed to address specific needs beyond academic learning. Supplemental services encompass the accommodations agreed upon by the IEP team. Examples include time extensions for processing tasks or preferential seating. Remember, preferential seating doesn't always mean being close to the teacher. It could be in a less distracting spot, ensuring optimal conditions for your child's success. These components work together to provide a comprehensive plan tailored to your child's individual needs and set them up for success in their educational journey. Let's dive into the concept of placement within the IEP. It's crucial to understand that special education is a service, not tied to a specific location. Your child's educational setting should be based on their individual needs, rather than a predetermined category like autism. Every child's IEP should be personalized to cater to their unique requirements. The continuum of placement options encompasses various settings. Full inclusion means your child is educated alongside their non-disabled peers in a general education classroom, while receiving specialized instruction through pull-out or push-in sessions. For some students, a self-contained class might be appropriate, offering a smaller teacher-to-student ratio. Such classes exist for different categories, like emotional or behavioral needs. However, decisions regarding placement should always involve a collaborative team effort, ensuring the best fit for the child's development. In certain cases, medical concerns might necessitate an alternative school or sender school. Such changes in placement require explicit parental consent. Additionally, hospital or homebound education might be suitable for students recovering from medical issues and unable to attend regular classes. Lastly, for those with significant challenges, residential schools might be considered, where the child lives in a specialized facility while still receiving their right to a free and appropriate public education. It's crucial for parents to understand and carefully consider the placement options available, ensuring the best possible education for their child's needs. Within the IEP, accommodations and modifications play a vital role, and we discussed this briefly earlier. It's essential to differentiate between the two. Accommodations refer to tools or resources that assist your child in mastering their skills. These are not changes to the curriculum, but rather support to access education effectively. For most IEP students, accommodations are essential to help them succeed. Modifications, on the other hand, involve changes to the curriculum. They are used for students with significant cognitive delays, such as those following the Access Points curriculum. However, this type of modification is relatively rare. Accommodations can be incredibly powerful in aiding a child's learning experience. For instance, a simple reading strip helped my son, who struggled with concentration due to ADHD, focus on one line of text at a time. Nonverbal cues, like adjusting glasses, were another helpful accommodation that prompted him to reflect on his behavior. Many accommodations are available to support all IEP students, and it's essential to explore the options that best suit your child's needs. If you find the workshop overwhelming or need more personalized assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are more than willing to provide one-on-one guidance and help you navigate through this process. Every IEP provides detailed information about the amount and duration of support your child will receive, and as a parent, it's crucial to be well informed about this. Understand who will be providing the support, how often it will be given, how much time it will take, and where it will be provided. For example, if your child receives specialized reading instruction in a pull-out small group, it's essential to know the specific location where these sessions will occur consistently. Additionally, if the same room is also used for high-stakes testing, like the FSA, Florida Standards Assessments, it becomes even more critical to ensure that the room remains accessible to your child during these critical times. By actively engaging and being informed about the different aspects of your child's IEP, you can help ensure that they receive the necessary support and accommodations in a consistent and effective manner. Understanding these details empowers you to advocate for your child's needs and contribute to their overall educational success.
Special factors that must be taken into account during the IEP process include behavioral considerations. It's essential to identify any behaviors that may impact your child's classroom experience. Additionally, the team must appropriately evaluate if your child has a visual impairment or is blind and provide an education tailored to meet their specific needs. Similarly, for the deaf or hard of hearing population, ensuring proper evaluation and appropriate accommodations are critical. Assistive technology is an important aspect of modern education. With the widespread use of one-to-one devices and electronic learning, it becomes crucial to assess whether your child needs assistive technology to access the curriculum effectively. If necessary, you can request an assistive technology evaluation through your ESE specialist. Communication needs are another critical consideration. Understanding how your child communicates and whether they are an English language learner can significantly impact their educational plan. All these special factors are addressed in every IEP meeting to ensure that your child's unique needs are fully understood and appropriately accommodated for, fostering an inclusive and supportive learning environment.
Transition. As your child reaches 14 years of age, the IEP process will undergo some changes, and it's essential to start transition planning even before they turn 14. This involves determining their post-secondary goals, focusing on what they want to achieve after graduating from high school, whether it's at 18 with their peers or up to the age of 22 in Florida. At 18, there is a significant change due to the age of majority. If your child turns 18 and decides they no longer want you in their IEP meetings, you may not be able to attend unless you have guardianship of the child. However, fostering self-determination and self-advocacy skills is crucial at this age, and it's essential to maintain open communication and support your child's decisions. During the transition IEP, it's crucial to consider the options for deferment or extended transition. If your child has earned all the high school graduation requirements but needs additional time to master skills, deferment options are available. Be sure to consent to the deferment plan by the deadline provided by the school district. Missing the deadline could result in losing access to this option. Regarding deferment, one common concern is whether the child can still participate in events like prom, graduation, and grad night. The answer is yes, they can attend these events like their peers. However, when walking across the stage at graduation, the diploma envelope will be empty, as the school district will retain the diploma until the completion of the deferment program. In summary, transition planning is a crucial phase of the IEP process, focusing on post-secondary goals and considering deferment options if necessary, all while supporting your child's individual journey towards their future. However, it's important to emphasize that these special factors are essential components in every IEP meeting. Another consideration is the extended school year. It involves evaluating each student to determine if there might be a risk of regression in the skills they have acquired. This decision is made collaboratively by the IEP team, but it can vary significantly from one county to another. I strongly advise you to engage in open communication with your team to understand the extended school year's specific arrangements in your county. If you encounter any challenges or receive a refusal, don't hesitate to reach out to us for support. Remember, each case is unique, and if your child requires continued education, the team must provide a valid reason for denying the request. Understanding that the IEP process is a journey, it's vital to grasp the explanations provided by the team. If anything is unclear, don't hesitate to pause the meeting and seek clarification by asking questions. Advocating for your child's needs may involve requesting written policies or procedures to review in your own time, especially if you're a visual learner like me. Collaborating with the team requires planning and effective communication with your child's teachers to build the most suitable IEP. Documentation is key. Remember, if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen. After significant discussions or meetings, consider summarizing the key points in emails for confirmation and collaboration. This approach allows for clear understanding and prevents misunderstandings. Continuously monitor your child's progress and stay engaged with the IEP. Progress reports are issued every quarter, and there should be no surprises if effective communication and collaboration are in place. Staying on track and being proactive in the process will lead to the best outcomes for your child's education and well-being. To succeed in this process, building strong relationships is paramount. Your child spends significant hours at school, so knowing and connecting with all the adults involved in their education is crucial, even in high school. Though it may be viewed as helicoptering, attending parent-teacher conferences regularly can provide valuable insights. Whenever possible, attend all meetings, especially IEP meetings after receiving a prior written notice. If the given time doesn't work for you, Don't hesitate to suggest alternative options for the meeting. Virtual IEP meetings and phone conferences have become more common, and they can be just as effective as in-person meetings. If you disagree with certain aspects discussed during the meeting, ensure that your concerns are included in the parent input section of the IEP. You have the right to request updates to reflect your views. To stay organized, consider creating a virtual IEP binder using tools like Google Suites. This digital approach can be more efficient and accessible compared to traditional paper binders. Keeping your records organized will enable you to effectively track your child's progress and stay informed throughout the process. What to bring to an IEP meeting. As mentioned earlier, it's beneficial to have someone with you for support, such as a friend, partner, spouse, or advocate. If your child has a private therapist, it can be helpful to have them attend too. Bring the current IEP to ensure meaningful growth has occurred, and the new IEP reflects necessary updates. It's a good idea to write down your questions in advance to avoid forgetting to ask them due to anxiety or forgetfulness. Preparing questions beforehand, even in your parent input, allows the team to consider them beforehand. Sharing successful strategies and accommodations used at home can be valuable for the team's awareness. If you've conducted a private evaluation in the meantime, consider sharing the results with the team. You may bring documentation like a daily communication log to provide insight into your child's behavior and initiate productive discussions. Having water can serve as a helpful tool for pausing and collecting your emotions if needed. It can also be an excuse for a brief break if emotions become overwhelming. Lastly, bringing cookies or snacks to the meeting can create a more relaxed atmosphere and contribute to a collaborative discussion. Food is not required in meetings, but it doesn't hurt. It's important to maintain a positive and constructive environment to address any challenges effectively. Here you can see our FND family. These are the programs housed under the Family Network on Disabilities. Each program provides a unique service to a specific population. There are 3 PTI programs funded by the U.S. Department of Education through the Office of Special Education Programs. POPN serves North Florida, PSN serves Southwest Florida, and PEN serves Southeast Florida. The Family Star program, funded by the U.S. Department of Health under the Health Resources Services Administration and supports families of youth with special healthcare needs. FND also has a special needs trust where we provide families with information regarding creating and supporting a special needs trust. We also do programming specific to fathers raising children with disabilities. Here you can see links for multiple downloadable resources available in various languages. You can also see some of our social media platforms. We have various pages on Facebook addressing the needs of different populations and our programs. I invite you to check out our website at www.fndusa.org for the hundreds of pages of resources and invaluable information that you can access and download at no charge. You can reach us to help you and your family by giving us a call at 800-825-5736 and letting us know your needs. You'll be assigned to a staff person who can support you. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Visit our website for valuable resources and more information. We want to thank you for spending this time with us during this presentation. We look forward to hearing from you.